Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from Letter Throwaway 23. Am I the beehole for following through with my late wife's wishes? I, a 49-year-old male, was married to my wife for 20 years. I lost her in a car accident 8 years ago. We had two beautiful daughters together, Maeve, 18 now, and 10 when her mother passed, and Alex, 16 now, 8 when her mother passed. I'm very close with my daughters, but they were both definitely mama's girls. My wife was a magnetic woman. She was beautiful, intelligent, kind, and people were drawn to her. An important thing to know about my wife is that she had a passion for writing. She was unfortunately in a profession where she didn't write so much, so she did a lot on her own time. One of her favorite things to do was write letters, when she wanted people to know what she cared about them. After she had each of my daughters, she wrote them a letter. She wrote them each within days of their births, and wanted to give them away on their graduation days. She put them in the firebox in our basement to avoid losing or forgetting about them. She wrote the letters with the intention of giving them to our daughters herself 18 years later as a sort of capsule type thing. Oh man, this is gonna hurt my soul. Alright. Both letters contain mostly words of wisdom and information about what was going on when they were born. Maeve graduated from high school today, and I went to her room with the letter tonight. I let her cry on my shoulder as she read it. At first she seemed happy to have her something directly from her mom. However, after she read it, she turned to me looking surprisingly angry. She asked why I waited so long to give it to her. She had many rough moments and heartbreak in the last 8 years, where all she wanted was her mother's wisdom, and within the letter. I told her that I was just doing what her mother had said she wanted, and Maeve shot back that her mother also didn't plan on being in the accident. Oh, come on, Maeve, what are you doing? Alex heard the shouting and came into the room, and Maeve told her about the letter. Now they're both upset that they don't want to talk to me. I feel so awful about this whole situation. I was raised by my single mother after my own dad took off, so on one hand, I have always wanted to be the best father I can, and I feel terrible that I withheld something that would have brought them comfort. On the other hand, my wife had very specific instructions about her intentions with the letters, and I just wanted to follow through with that. So, now I'm very conflicted, and I just want to know, am I the beehole? Absolutely not, OP. I would have done the same thing. If I had lost my person I loved, and she was like, hey, I want to give this to her on their graduation day, that's what I would do. It's like, when people want you to spread their ashes somewhere. I would do that. I would follow her wishes. That makes sense to me why you did it. And it sucks that she felt that way, and I kind of get where she's coming from. You know what I mean? When you lose someone you love, you want to hold on to everything that you can get your hands on about them. But they were really young when she was gone. That letter wasn't gonna mean as much. You know what I mean? I don't see what you could have done. Maybe you gave it to them earlier and they would have liked it, but I think this is one of those situations where you just gotta wait and they'll figure it out, and things will come together. They'll understand, and I just feel like it's something that's going to need to be handled with time. That's the way I'd see this. So OP, no, you're not the beehole. I completely get where you're coming from, and I get where they're coming from too. But I'm going to say they're in the wrong. I get it. They wanted something from their mother, but this is when she wanted to give it to them, and that's how I would have followed through with my late wife's wishes. So it makes sense to me. So that's when I say, OP, you're not the beehole. And our next one comes from Winter Bandicoot 233. Am I the beehole for dismissing my sister saying I need to rename my son because it's on her baby list, and telling my parents she better buy the rights for names if she wants to stop people from using them? This is petty, but maybe I went too far. I, a 26-year-old female, have an older sister, Jade, a 28-year-old female, who is not in a relationship, is not pregnant, and is not planning to have kids anytime soon. While I had my son a few days ago, I am not close to my family. There's a very big golden child thing with Jade, and my parents really should have stopped at their one perfect darling kid. It's what they call her. Oh man, OP, that's rough. Because I got the short end of the stick with them always. So, when they found out my son's name is Finnick, Jane came to me and told me I should not call him Finnick, and I needed to rename my son because Finnick is on her baby boy's name list. So she's going to use it one day, and not me. Oh my god, talk about I'm the main character. I laughed in her face and told her to leave and dismissed her request by saying she had no authority in this. My parents decided to jump in the next day, of course they did, and they told me I should have listened to my sister and chose another name to be a good sister to Jade. They said to think about how Jade would feel, and she prides herself on that list. I decided to bring some snark into this, and my response was simply that if Jade wants to own the rights to names, then she better get rich fast and buy those names, because otherwise, she can't stop people from using the ones on her list, not even me. For that record, I know it doesn't work like that. Okay, cool, I was gonna say that. I was like, I don't think you can copyright names. I think some stupid celebrity tried, Kardashian maybe, to copyright their kid's name, and they're like, no, you can't copyright common words like that. But back to it. My parents started to freak out over this and basically told me I was being a bully, saying things like that, and how dare I dismiss Jade. I threw them out too, and what follows were texts from Jade and my parents saying I had no reason to treat them so rudely. I blocked them. I might be done. But did I go too far? Am I the beehole? Man, that is wild. Somebody coming up to you, I know she's your sister, going, hey, you can't name your child that name, even though I don't have a child, even though I'm not pregnant. And even, it's like you said, you don't own a name. My name is fairly common. I hear it a lot. I can't go, hey, you can't use that name anymore. It's a name. You can't own a name. That's what it is. So she's suffering from hardcore, main character syndrome, spoiled child, because her parents, like you said, they have a favorite, and apparently it's her. Personally, OP, do you want to still be in contact with them? I don't see a good reason to be in contact with your mother, your father, and your sister. They seem like they just want to live in their own little bubble with your sister. I say let them. Go full scorched earth, block them from everything, and just forget they exist, because I don't think they're going to change their ways. But no, OP, no, you're not the beehole. And our next one is from Classic Bandicoot 672. What are the odds I get two Bandicoots? Alright, back to it. Am I the beehole for telling my daughter that life isn't high school, and if it was, she would be the loser now? My daughter is 24, Kelly, and my younger daughter is 23, Sarah. They both had very different high school experiences. Kelly was very social and in different sports. Sarah was very academic and had a small group of friends. Kelly got a sports scholarship for college, but soon dropped out of college after she failed multiple classes. She basically partied and did her sport and nothing else. Sarah went on to finish her degree and is doing well in life. Kelly has a jealousy issue, and I have talked with her before about it. She is never happy when Sarah has an accomplishment. Today, Sarah told us that she's going on a cruise for her vacation this year. Kelly always wanted to go on a cruise and couldn't afford it with her waiter job. In the car, she blew up saying that Sarah was a loser in high school, so it isn't fair that she has all this now. She went on for a bit and when I had enough. I told her that life isn't like high school, and if it was, she'd be the loser now. This started an argument, and she called me a bitch. Am I the beehole? No, but maybe don't call your daughter a loser. That's probably not helping her out any. But I mean, what did you think would happen? She must have been good at sports if she was able to get a scholarship. So maybe her getting a free ride to college made her not take it seriously. Because when I went, I was lucky enough to have my was it FAFSA cover pretty much all of my college. But I knew that if that ran out, I didn't have the money to cover it, so I made sure to get my stuff done. So maybe, I'm assuming she had a full ride, or she was just a social creature and just wanted to party and do sports, which, yeah, you're gonna fail. So what did you think would happen? Sounds like your other daughter chose a pretty smart degree to major in, and, got her stuff together and got it done. I don't know what she expected to happen. So I don't know how you could have handled this situation. It's not like you can tell her not to be jealous anymore, but yeah, she has to learn that she did this to herself. They had the same opportunity. They both went to college, and she failed to complete it. Now, I'm not saying you need college to make it in this world, and you can do it, but it sounds like she's just a lazy person who just wants to party, and you can't make it like that unless you're like super, super, super attractive and become an influencer. But even then, that's a tough job to break into to make it so it's your, your bread and butter. But OP, not the beehole. Maybe don't call her a loser, but I can see why you did, because she sounds like she was going on like a brat and a child when she's old enough to know to not do that, especially the way she is. Yeah, OP, not the beehole. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. And can you please do what I said in the beginning? And like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out. It helps it grow, and it helps to get more videos like this. Velvet out.